It was sued by the SEC, delisted, mocked, forgotten. But in 2025, XRP is one of the top-performing assets in crypto. So, what happened? How did a coin that sat out the last bull run become one of the biggest comeback stories in crypto history? Let's break it down. Welcome to FinTech Central, the channel at the intersection of artificial intelligence, finance, and cryptocurrency. If you're into future-focused insights, smart investing, and cutting through the noise, you're in the right place. Today we're diving deep into XRP, its tech, its price history, its legal battles, and why it's been called everything from a scam coin to a sleeping giant. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why XRP matters in 2025. Let's get into it. First up, let's clear up the confusion. Ripple Labs is the company. XRP is the digital asset. Ripple built XRP to solve a very specific problem: cross-border payments. Most people don't realize how broken the global financial system still is. International transfers are slow, expensive, and rely on a 1970s system called SWIFT. Ripple's vision? Replace that with something faster and cheaper. The XRP ledger settles transactions in 3 to 5 seconds with virtually no fees. No mining, no energy waste, just pure speed. And XRP's job: act as a bridge currency. So banks and businesses can instantly swap between dollars, yen, euros, whatever. It was never meant to replace fiat. It was built to move it faster. In late 2017, XRP exploded. It surged over 3,000% in just a few months, hitting an all-time high of $3.84 in early 2018. For a moment, it even passed Ethereum in market cap, briefly becoming the second biggest crypto in the world. But when the market crashed in 2018, XRP crashed hard with it. And while other cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum rebounded in 2020 and again in 2021, XRP didn't. Why? In December 2020, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission sued Ripple Labs, alleging that XRP was sold as an unregistered security. The timing? Devastating. Just as the 2021 bull run was kicking off, XRP was delisted from major U.S. exchanges. Investors fled, institutions backed off, and Ripple went to war in court. While ETH and SOL were surging to all-time highs, XRP was stuck in legal limbo. That's why people started calling it the forgotten coin. But XRP holders, they stayed. And that's when a new narrative started to form. As the lawsuit dragged on, something strange happened. XRP developed a kind of cult following. Longtime holders believed that if Ripple won the case, XRP's price would explode. It became the underdog story of crypto. The coin everyone dismissed, but that still had real-world utility. They called it the sleeping giant. And in July 2023, the first alarm went off. A judge ruled that XRP is not a security when traded on public exchanges. That ruling sent XRP soaring over 70% in a single day. And exchanges like Coinbase relisted it immediately. But the real ignition wouldn't come until late 2024. In Q4 2024, everything changed. Trump won the US election, ushering in a more crypto-friendly climate. The SEC softened its tone across multiple crypto cases, and institutional interest returned to XRP, big time. By November 2024, XRP had reclaimed the spotlight, surging back to its 2017 highs of over $3.50. It gained billions in market cap in just weeks. Ripple's flagship product, on-demand liquidity, was now being used in over 60 countries, with corridors across Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Major banks, fintechs, and even central banks were experimenting with XRP as a liquidity layer. It was no longer maybe, someday. It was happening. And in early 2025, Ripple confirmed it was in talks to support a US-regulated XRP ETF. Let's zoom in. RippleNet enables global money transfers in seconds. Its on-demand liquidity product uses XRP to bridge currencies without pre-funding accounts. That's huge for businesses and banks. Instead of holding money in 20 countries, they can just use XRP to settle instantly. Clients and partners include SBI Remit, Tranglo, Novati, the Monetary Authority of Bhutan, and the Central Bank of Palau. Even Western Union and MoneyGram previously piloted XRP before the SEC suit spooked the waters. So yes, real money is moving through Ripple's rails. And the more corridors it opens, the more potential demand there is for XRP. That said, this coin is not without baggage. Ripple owns over 40 billion XRP, most of it locked in escrow, but that's still a red flag for decentralization maxes. Co-founder Jed McCaleb sold billions of XRP over the years, leading to constant price suppression. Some say RippleNet clients don't even need to use XRP. Fair points. But Ripple's response? More than 60% of RippleNet's volume in 2025 is now processed via XRP-based liquidity. The numbers are finally catching up to the promise. So, what now? XRP is back in the top 5 by market cap. Its price is over $2.10 as of May 2025. And regulators around the world are finally starting to distinguish between useful infrastructure and speculative noise. There's also talk of XRP being integrated into ISO 20022 messaging standards, a key part of modernizing global finance infrastructure. If that happens at scale, XRP could become one of the core building blocks of the next-gen payment layer. And unlike meme coins, it's not powered by hype, it's powered by utility. So here's the real story of XRP. It exploded, it collapsed, it got sued, it was left for dead, but it never stopped building. And now, after years in the shadows, it's finally starting to prove everyone wrong. XRP isn't trying to be the next Bitcoin. It's trying to make Bitcoin spendable, to connect banks, to bridge currencies, and to be the rails that move money across the world. Is it perfect? No. But is it dead? Far from it. This has been FinTech Central. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Is XRP still undervalued? Or are we already late to the party? More deep dives are coming, so stay smart, stay curious, and keep building.